Hey there, gamers! Jacob and I got together and reviewed your community tier list that you made a few months ago. There's not going to be much of a visual element to this. I am going to throw up Jacob and I's tier lists on screen, and then I will transition into the chat tier list so that you can see what we're talking about. But aside from that, this is mostly just going to be podcast format, so feel free to tune out, listen to this on a car drive, or whatever you need. You don't really miss anything by not looking at the screen. All right, cool. Okay then. So hello. I am here with Casual Jacob.
Hello.
And we are long overdue reviewing your community tier list. Sorry, we've both had a very busy schedule for the last 5 months. And it just so happened, like trains passing in the night, one of us would get busy and then the other one would get busy after. And it would always be like, one of us is free. Okay, I'm good for the next 2 weeks. Well, I'm actually not. Okay, well, now I'm
Whoops,
good
I'm actually out of state
weeks.
for the next
Whoops.
3 weeks.
Yeah. And then oh god, illness and disability and vacations and all that stuff just but we're here. And honestly,
Here we are.
We just took a long time so that we wouldn't get fatigued. How's that?
Thracia reference. True. That'd be tragic.
Bidoo! Moving star.
Didoo.
So, Jacob, I've sent you the tier lists, the community tier list, as well as a screen cap of the tier list that I made for the channel, which is basically my current thoughts. Like, it's not 100% my current thoughts, just because I feel like my opinions on the cast, ebb and flow over time and whatnot, but I think it's a good sort of reference point. Last time I sat down for 7 hours and thought about the order of these units, that's where I put them, and I'd move some of them around right now. I think I was too high on Misha, probably too low on a couple of people as well. But overall, happy with it. Looking at nothing stands out to me like, holy shit, how did you put, why is Miranda not an S tier? Or anything
why
like
did
that.
I do that?
Yeah. Which some of my older tier lists I'll look at and I'll be like, wow, why did I put that unit there? I think Marcia over Jill
really
is
thought
the big
Barter
one,
was A.
right? Like, I bought into Big LTC. Big LTC penalizes Jill for costing you turns on the Crow map. And I think I bought into that, and I don't account for turns in my lists, but I think I just sort of subconsciously was like, yeah, Marcia's better than Jill.
Yeah.
For unknown reason. It's Big LTC. They brainwashed me.
Taste the high investment Jill once, you'll never go back.
Yeah, well, and it's caps and stuff too, and we're talking about the wrong game. I sidebar this, sorry. But
all right, we're in Thracia right now.
We're in Thracia, the other game with a really, really good female wyvern, right?
Oh yeah, that one.
But yeah, I don't know if there's any specific units on the list that really cry out to you, or we could start going, top to bottom or bottom to top.
Oh, I think I forgot to send you mine. I threw one together earlier before call. Some of the in-between tiers are a little nebulous that could sway up or down depending on where, but the individual placements in the categories themselves I'm pretty set on, I think.
Who's in D tier, who's in S tier, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, as far as what order they go in though, I could probably convince myself to move them around.
Insulting my boy Trude.
I am insulting your boy Trude.
That's fine. He's the unit ever. I'm using him in the current run for the channel just to show that he's not as bad. He's just forgettable.
Yeah, I think
and when I say not bad, I'm in the bottom of C tier on mine, but
I think my beef with Trude is if you want to do the one turn to avoid your thief staff getting broken, you have to spend some kind of warp or sleep to reach him, and I just don't think this single silver sword or replacement myrmidon is worth one of my warp or sleep uses. But
absolutely, yeah.
So that's my beef with him. As a unit, I'm sure he's fine. I just don't think he's worth the resources I'd have to spend to recruit him.
He's like you say, replacement Myrmidon, and then if you don't feel like training Merida, he has Nihil, so he's another potential answer to Canis.
Yeah.
But like you say, sleep staff's a big ask.
Because I have plans for that sleep staff. I burned like 2 sleeps in chapter 14 to make that map more doable. So
Interesting.
spending 1 on Trude is a huge ask for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I can see why you would spend 1 on 14, but I don't think I ever have. Maybe that's the hoarder in me.
Yeah, I spend 1 on a ballista on each side because most units can live a ballista hit. Very few live 2 ballista hits, at least out of the squishier guys. So I'll sleep 2 of the 1 ballista on each side just to make surviving stretching out a little easier.
I think you've actually convinced me to move Trude from the bottom of C tier to like the top of D tier, which would mean that both of us have him below chat's list. So this is not
Yeah.
this was not a waste of time to talk about then. Copium, copium, copium.
Yeah,
Um,
he's I don't know what else to say about him. I have a feeling C is kind of the like B or C was like that we didn't know where to put this person, so I'm going to vote B or C just on vibes or whatever.
Probably why Avel ended up in there. Like she's in C tier. You
Yeah.
have her in D. I didn't tier her. I don't like tiering Avel. She's the only unit in the franchise that I feel like is not tierable aside from
Yeah.
probably the Herons and Black Knight in Radiant Dawn. Like I'll tier Lucia and like Joffrey and those fuckers, but Black Knight is like, oh, it's Avel again. You're invincible.
Yeah. I thought about I thought about leaving her off. I also thought about putting her in the very bottom, but I don't know. I kind of like her for fighting some of the annoying throne and gate bosses for the
Mm-hmm.
first 4 chapters.
For sure, for sure.
So, eh. She also can help with like rushing the bishop so he doesn't open the meteor tome or whatever. Since you can just barrel forwards with her,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I almost wanted to put her down at the very bottom because if you want her back, you have to play a map whose main reward is getting her back and deploying Avel on final.
But the leadership star. I've been informed that
Leadership
leadership
star go
star makes a
crazy.
unit an auto deploy.
True. I don't know. So I feel like D is like where I would put someone who can maybe do something. You're not like I don't feel like I'm kind of wasting my time with the unit. Like she at least has like one tiny thing she does, and that's ball through the first 4 chapters.
I think C
I
or D
guess.
is probably appropriate for her because, as you say, what are you doing to get through like Wiseman without her? Um
Yeah.
like, oh, are we using Dagdar with the hammer against a throne boss? Are we just spamming Leaf
Or
Lightbrand, not even doubling? Like
or
bring the
what
whole
about that
Lightbrand
warrior?
before Manster?
What about the chapter 2 warrior boss that's sitting on the gate?
Yeah,
Like
that's
you can't even
again
use like
that's just
hammer.
Leaf. That's just
But
Lightbrand
like
Leaf, like Lightbrand before Manster.
so I like her for that, but otherwise like I don't know what else. Then she disappears, and
Mm-hmm.
I think trying to get her back is active self sabotage. I think you just skip 24x.
Do you give any credit to her protection of Nana? Because that's
I
like
actually went back and
kind
forth
of
on
a
that a
playable
lot.
cutscene, right? Like that's the
It,
Brahmin
yeah,
Nefene thing.
it feels more like a cutscene than anything. Like it's you just run them right. It's just I don't know. I don't think it changes my opinion very much. I guess like she's the reason Nana's alive. I kind of see it more like a cutscene. I don't think it's like something unique she does or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's just
Plus, she steals EXP from Asbel, who could kill them over the wall with wind.
oh, true. Think of all those Asbel levels.
Oh, Asbel. Oh, Asbel. You are certainly a unit that was designed.
Yep. Oh boy, how do I deal with this dangerous enemy, Asbel?
I don't think we need to talk too much about Asbel because he was, I would say, appropriately placed in S tier on all
Yeah.
three of our lists. But I do think that, like, I did get some comments that made me sort of, like, chuckle about how Asbel is good because Staffer. And I think that sort of is a useful transition into Because this is not like a terrible list. But it does fall into some trappings that I would say are fairly common amongst, like, if you are experienced enough to have like a general grasp of what is good and what is bad, but don't want to approach the super complex and nuanced cast with the nuance it deserves. I find myself getting annoyed when everything is reduced down to staffer good, combat bad, which I feel like happens a lot. And the Asbel staffer comments feel like a perfect articulation of that, because he gets heal on promotion. Heal is not the staff that people like.
No.
I think minimum C tier staff is where you become like, oh, you're a good staffer, because you immediately have access to sleep and restore, I believe, as well, which are two very important ones.
Physic is also C, I believe.
Oh, Physic is also C. I keep forgetting, because it's B in Game Boy Advance. And I've been playing some Game Boy Advance lately. And Radiant Dawn, where it's C. So I flip between them. I'm like, is this game at C? Is that game at B? Like, it's, you know. But yeah, Physic is also really nice, just because infinite range. But in terms of heal itself, like, it's one range. Healing, even though Physic I do like because of infinite range, healing is not, like, the greatest effect, where vulneraries are infinite healing, like max HP.
And there's so many of them.
There's so many of them. And, you know, and this sort of speaks to the, like, combat thing. Enemies are not so threatening that, like, a large number of your units need heal every turn. I think you do want to heal, like, 1 or 2 people every turn, but just having someone who can use Physic, they can heal whoever needs it that turn. You don't need, like, 5 people healed every turn, though.
Yeah, it's a nice, like, emergency, I guess, but it's going to take 50 heal uses to get to D, and that gets you, like, Torch and Mend.
Mm-hmm. And then by the time you get Torch and Mend, you're almost done with Fog of War, because most of the Fog of War maps are the Gaidens.
Yeah, the early on maps, especially.
I think that the only non-Gaiden that is a Fog of War map is the one where Olwen gets the magic ring and you recruit Merida. The Salem map.
Oh, I think you're right. Is that the only non-Gaiden fog map?
Yeah, I might have said that the other way around. I might have said the only non-Fog of War Gaiden, which that's the prison where you rescue everyone.
Yeah, that's the prison map.
But yeah, all the rest of them are Gaidens. It's easy to forget, because I feel like most of the Gaidens are kind of mandatory.
Yeah, let's be real. Like, you play most of the Gaidens. I think 14X and 24X are the only 2 Gaidens. I think you're probably better off just skipping than actually playing.
For sure. I can see, like, in a some sort of staff list or warp list challenge run, you skip the prison map, because, like, the real benefit is to grab the prison, to grab the warp. But even then, like, that's a map you can immediately escape, so there's no reason not to go just to see what you can get, right?
Grab as much loot as possible.
Yo, loot Fire Emblem.
That's that one girl.
But yeah, I think the Asbel staffer thing, he is never getting to warp. He is never getting to warp.
I don't even think he's getting to D.
Fucking Torch.
I can't think of a single time that I've gotten my Asbel anywhere close to D staves. Like, what is every time Asbel clicks a command that is not drink a vulnerary or attack, I feel like you're kind of throwing unless you just really, really, really badly need Asbel to staff someone in an emergency.
Yeah, and like, he is just a very, very good combat unit. Partially because he's the only one who hits on res, so like, killing people on thrones, killing people with high defense, killing people on forts. Graf Caliber, of course, is a bonkers weapon, but I would say even with just Wind Tomes, or like, I mean, Fire and Thunder weigh him down, but they're still hitting on res. It's still something.
Once he digs himself out of his speed hole, he can make it with Fire Wind, or with Fire Thunder, which Graf is really good at helping him get out of that hole.
The accuracy is not going to be great, but like, the same applies to physical 1-2 range, even to a greater degree. So like,
yeah.
And then like, Graf also just lets him crit. He has Adept, he has Leaf Support. What's his FCC again? Is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 3.
So like with leaf support, you can also just get guaranteed crits, which is not like huge because most enemies don't have magic, but it lets him kill like enemy mages or whatever. Um,
Yes,
or
three
just like
FCM,
doubles
and I'm pretty sure.
damage.
And I think Graph has 30 crit built into it, so it's kind of the
Mm-hmm.
Ocean thing where 30 crit weapon plus 3 FCM equals I crit you, most likely.
Oh, the Ocean of it all. Ocean
The
got a
Ocean
runoff
of
pull, I
magic.
think. Yeah, Ocean got
Oh,
a
I think
runoff pull.
so.
He did make it into A tier, which I would say is probably still overrating him. Um, but how do you feel about Ocean Fire Emblem?
I think he is kind of baller, but it's mostly the weapon doing the work, and the moment you run out of cool 1-2 range acts, he's kind of not super different from like Halvin even. And even then I think Halvin has some utilities that OCN can't fulfill, such as like Vant Hammer or Vant Brave Axe.
See, I actually
I still think
disagree. I think Wrath is just way better than Vantage.
really good, yeah. It Wrath is more generally applicable, but I think Vantage has some really cool niches that Halvin can make use of. I still think OCN is better than Halvin by quite a bit because cool 30 crit on the weapon is cool and all, but have you seen the 90 hits? 90
90
hit
hit,
axe?
1-2 range, and then, like you say, 30 crit lets him auto crit, and then that pierces defense. And,
The
like, that's good.
or I'm sorry, 80 hit. But even then, I think 80 hit is even high for like other weapon standards. Uh, like how much does an iron sword have?
Iron Sword, I believe, is 70 hit. But I
Yeah,
might be wrong.
so iron sword's 70. So even like despite even ignoring the 30 crit for a moment, that's a really accurate weapon
And he
for
has
this game
weapon triangle
standard.
advantage in the game with all sword enemies versus all sword units versus all lance enemies. Slams head against wall.
Woo! 5 extra hit.
Um, God, that will never stop being funny to me. The fucking Thracia weapon
Yeah.
triangle.
I never remember there's a weapon triangle in this game. I'm be real. I almost wish it didn't have a weapon triangle at this point.
I think the marginal upside is like nice when you can leverage it, but I agree that I mostly ignore it.
It's I maybe it's because it doesn't in FE4 you see the giant hit disparity like between the two of you whenever you have triangle advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And then later games added like the little up arrows and down arrows to show like, oh, you have triangle advantage or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So in FE5, that little 5 hit avoid difference, I never notice it. I just never think about it.
But yeah, I actually I just to loop back onto the Halvin of it all, right? The Osin versus Halvin.
Yeah.
I actually really do not like Vantage strats. Vantage Hammer is
No.
because you Vantage and then you miss and then you get chunked and then you die. Like the hammer, what's the hammer's hit? 45?
Maybe. I think it's like 50.
So like I find that Vantage Hammer is just miss. I use the
Yeah,
hammer on player phase rather than enemy phase because like then I can at least adjust to missing.
yeah. Vant Hammer kind of demands like some kind of charm support or like forest avoid support just in case things go wrong.
And then like well, but if you're using a forest support anyway, you might as well just throw Ocean on there, right? And then you get 1-2 range.
Yeah,
Like if you're saying, "Oh, I need to dodge in case things go wrong," well, what's the point of
just
Vantage
use
then?
Wrath. It's
I don't
very
like
niche.
Vantage skills when they're not guaranteed kills.
It's very niche, but it's very fun to pull off. I think when it works, it makes me really happy. When it doesn't work, I get very sad.
And then Master Axe is the same way. Like it's got pretty abysmal hit. It's brave, so like
Yeah.
the idea is that you only have to hit once and you get two chances, right?
Yeah.
But is he one shotting? Like And if he is,
No,
have you
probably
trained
not.
Halvin? Because when's the first Master Act, like, on Xavier? Did you train Halvin, or do
Something
you
like
just want to
that.
use
It takes
Xavier,
forever to get it.
Xavier, and he'll just, like, Wrath Master Acts instead?
Where did Halvin end up on this? Well, oh, Halvin ended up in B on the community one.
Yeah, which I would say is also, like, Halvin being a tier below Ocean, is probably where he belongs. So, like, if chat thinks Ocean is an A tier unit, then, them putting Halvin in B tier is not terrible. I have Ocean in B, high B, and Halvin in low C. I really don't like Halvin, though. Like, I'm a hater.
That's my
Um,
boy. My 4FCM boy.
I simultaneously say that, like, Ocean and Halvin are in some ways closer together than they appear, but also Ocean is way better than Halvin, because, like, Wrath is a super useful skill. Ocean also gets, like, the FCM, and not just from Vooge. Like, he has Tanya support.
Yeah.
And he can leverage that into, like, 10 from Tanya turns into 50, which is not a guaranteed crit, but I think that's pretty good.
Halvin begging you to go to 24x so he can get his only support partner back.
Meanwhile, Ocean just asks you to go B route, which is a much smaller demand than 24x.
Woo! B route! I love B route. Where did?
But yeah, I think Ocean's got, like, quite a bit going for him. Not, in my opinion, enough to be A tier. I'd probably put him a little bit higher in B tier, but my A tier people are, like, self-sufficient for the entire time that they exist. Whereas I think Ocean, he wants that Tanya support, he wants the Vooge, probably a hammer on the Vooge as well, which is, like, not the worst thing, but it is that's a huge cost. You get 5 Hammerns, right?
Yeah.
And there's so
you only
many
get those
other,
5
like,
Hammer uses.
good targets. There's the Brave Lance, the Brave Axe, the Thief Staff, a Warp if you are, like, if you're in the midpoint stretch of the game, Hammering Warp is not the worst thing to do, because I know Thief equals warps in the late game, and that's sort of the thing that people will bring up with, like, oh, but the Thief Staff actually equals 3 warps, so you should always hammer in that, or 5 warps, so you should actually always hammer in that instead of warp, but that's only once you reach the
point where there are 5 warps to yoink.
And, like, at that point, you probably aren't hammering warps anymore, or thieves. So, because
I personally think the sleep staff is also a really good hammering target. I've gotten so much use out of hammering the sleep staff. It is just a turn this enemy off for the entire map button. It is very useful, and I think more people should try being a little more liberal with their sleep staff usage.
Well, because you get the first sleep staff on Salem, and then the next one you're able to get is thief staffing with Tina against a boss with really high magic. I think it's the Blizzard boss in directly before the prison map. So, like, not only are you near the end of the game, but you're also about to get, like, 8 million warps and probably don't need sleep at that point.
Yeah, I feel like there's one more sleep between them, but I can't remember. Maybe it's just because I hammered my sleep staff once or twice.
Oh, maybe there is, and I'm forgetting. I know the sleep swords are in between them.
Yeah, there's the sleep swords you can get.
But yeah, sleep staff's really good target. If you're, like, using Leaf for a lot of combat, I think Lightbrand is not terrible, and same with Earth Sword for Nana. Although I would argue that they're, like, probably lower caliber than Voog and Thief in terms of, like, Hammern targets. And Warp. Like, I'd sooner Hammern a Warp or a Sleep than I would the Lightbrand.
The Lightbrand, yeah.
Maybe not Earth Sword. Earth Sword is, like, if you're investing in Nana, like, if you gave her the Wrath Scroll, Earth Sword is a very good target for Hammern.
Yeah, if you're investing into Wrath Nana Stonks, then it's really useful.
And, like, to be fair, because this is a unit that I don't really care for, but the same is true for Olwen. If you're, like, investing in Olwen, Hammering Dire Thunder is, like, a very good idea. Hammering Marita Sword, same idea. Like, if you're using the unit who really relies on their personal, Hammering it is a good idea. But, like, in that same regard, Ocean is also relying on that personal quite a bit, and Hammering it is, it's a good idea for him, but it's a high cost one. And I would argue that Dire Thunder and Marita Sword and even Earth Sword are like high cost things for those units. Like I'm not only judging Ocean for it. Like I also threw Nana in B tier for that same reason.
Makes sense. I think my whole thoughts on Ocean are probably something like he's really good but overhyped, or overhyped but really good.
Yeah. The Shura special, Rev Shura specifically, not Conquest.
Oh, that's my goat though.
But yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of places we could go from here because we kind of touched upon like 5 different units. Like there's the Tina discussion.
Yeah,
Halvan, if you want to. I think we mostly, unless you have anything else to say about Halvan, I think we mostly Halvan.
I don't think I have very much more to add about Halvan. He's give me an Ocean with nothing.
Olwyn and Nana. I know you're lower on Olwyn than me. Like you had her in C tier. Chat and I had her in B.
I am not a huge fan of Olwyn, but
well, do you want to try to anti-Olwyn propagandize? Because I'm also low on her. I think our thoughts are the same, just the letter grade is different.
I think I think she has a really bad first impression. I think she has a really bad first map to show off what she can do. I think if you try using her in 13 or 14, you get a much better like initial impression.
Mm-hmm.
I penalize her for locking you out of Ilios.
I do too.
And Ilios is just really, really awesome. So I kind of hold it against Olwyn that if you want to use her long term, you can't use Ilios. With that said, though,
that means
if you plan on getting
and Jagans are good.
True, she falls off. If you do want to get Ilios later, and you don't have a good target for the Vantage manual, like you don't have someone else to do Vantage, I have tried using on like 14, having Olwyn block one of the entryways on the right with like Leaf support plus King Sword. It puts her up to that 99 hit versus the armors, which means you kind of have to get really unlucky for her to. She can choke and die, but I think you burn pretty much your entire Dire Thunder right there on 14, and then just get Ilios later. Oh, use her to bait out Kemp, then get Ilios later.
But so like here's the thing about that though, right? It requires you to kill the ballistas on the right first, because she gets one-rounded by the ballistas when she's weighed down by Dire Thunder.
Don't they have? Don't the ballistas also have 0 AS?
Or not when she's weighed down, like when she's in range of I think both of them or one of them. I think it's she's weighed down. Yeah, and she gets like no avoid, and then she gets just like
that's.
I know I got one shot. She got one shot on my most recent playthrough, and like she wasn't trained. But also, like, is her HP and defense growths really gonna change that much?
Because I know I slept one of the ballista for that reason. I may have slept the other one. I think I slept both ballista that time.
Yeah, she got one tapped, and like random stat rolls be like, so I might have gotten unlucky, but she got one tapped during 3 different resets. So I don't think it was just a really bad roll.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I see the vision you're working with, because my main problem with Vantage Dire Thunder is like my hit rate though.
Yeah, that's why I made sure to include you need like Leaf support and King Sword support or whatever. You need like Charisma plus Leaf support bonus if you really want to. And the Leaf support also helps with the whole like if you miss one of your 2 hits, you might crit on the second one, like just slight reliability buffer.
But like now now you're adding like 2 sleep staffs to that equation as well. Like when does it end? When's the madness end?
But that's why I have her down in like C, because I think she can do something cool, but
you know who can do that same job with also just the Vantage scroll is Nana.
True.
And then she can like she doesn't even need you to sleep the ballistas, and then because she's not weighed down, so she's like able to dodge them and doesn't take too much damage. And like Vantage, she recovers anyway. And then she charges out and kills the ballistas and saves you sleep stabs.
True.
Like Nana, my beloved. But yeah, I think Olwen's like biggest claim to fame is she can theoretically get bolting by chapter 14. She's like what 10 uses away or something?
Something like that.
Is it 10 or 20? I know I didn't get it and I used her in between. So like it can't be it's not trivial, but
it's 20.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's 20 thunder uses.
I used her in chapter 12 and then I didn't use her in 13 because if I used her in 13 I would have needed to S Drake. And 13 also has ballistas that'll also one tap her. So like
me win 24 max HP so I get sleepy really easily.
Yeah. But yeah, I used her in 12, had her do like a decent amount of combat. I guess I didn't know because she sat out a 12x, so she wouldn't have been sleepy. I think I was just on the true train. So I guess that's my bad, but also I don't know, train me for 2 maps so I can do something in 1 map, and then Ilios joins and he does it for free is not the most appealing proposition to me personally.
She also gets you a magic ring in 12, which is kind of cool.
Which is why
like I give her credit for that.
Her in 12, but I do give her credit for that. Yeah, magic ring's nice.
That's something.
You know,
cool.
even if she's not using it herself, because she appreciates it. But even if she's not using it herself, like someone is, Asbel probably is.
Yeah.
Or Nana.
Or you can give it to a swordy for fire sword.
Yeah, fire sword,
magic sword damage.
Fire sword Trude.
True.
Or my fucking again, my current stream playthrough, I have a magic blessed Mashua. She's got
gonna
like
go crazy
double-digit magic.
Yo, that's so cool! I love Machua.
No boosters.
She's just built like that.
Oh, it's so stupid. In the remake, give her a magic growth, Kaga, please.
We know you're gonna come back for the remake.
That's gonna be Vistaria Saga 3. Vistaria Saga 3 is just Thracia 775. And it's just all the Thracia characters wearing fake mustaches and googly big nose glasses.
And it'll win Game of the Year.
It's gonna sweep just like Expedition 33. now move over Expedition 33. It's time for Expedition 776.
Looking at magical units, I see everyone. I really like Sarah. I don't think I 5th best unit in the game like Sarah, but
the tiers are not ordered, so for all
they're
we
just
know, she could be
order.
the best unit in the game. Like she's just S tier.
Because I know Sarah swept pretty hard back on the polls. People put Sarah really high up.
It was like a 90% to get runoff, and then like the runoff was also no competition. Like she was S tier easy. And like she has positive qualities, you know, she's got Paragon, she's got really good stats. She starts with B rank stabs, so as soon as she gets like, was it 2 levels with Paragon, she can immediately promote.
Yeah, she starts at like level 7 or something.
But like, just for comparison, you know, Sleuth has warp earlier than her with no investment, and like that's A. Why is Sarah S rank for being a warper who joins later and requires more work to get there? Like, she's not just a warper. I know she's got Wrath Magic Gaming, which like that's how you kill enemy mages, because her magic is high enough that she shrugs them off and then she just wraths through theirs. But she's physically quite frail. Like she doesn't stand up to physical enemies.
No. Like, for reference, here's like just her 0% promoted stats sent to you. She has 17 magic and 17 magic with like 0 magic levels, and she has like an 80% magic growth or something. So yeah, she'll be really good at like statusing the really high magic enemies or resisting status herself.
Yeah.
But she's also only around for the second half of the game, I think. She joins in 17A.
And you
That sounds
gotta be a
right.
really good unit to be S tier if you're only around for half of the game. Like, I don't even put
Yeah.
Pent in S tier. And Pent is like probably the premier. You're really good. Why aren't you around longer?
Yeah.
Athos is a more extreme situation than this. Like, that's the Goto of it all. But
The
like,
real Goto.
I think the Pent comparison, because Pent actually does combat, right, against physical units, not just mages.
Yeah.
And he's in a game where magic affects your staffing far more often. Like, warp range is impacted by Pent's magic, whereas if you're just saying, like, hey, A rank stabs means warp, Sarah is strictly worse than Sloof at that job. She's better at the sleep staff, and she's better at not getting statused, and she's better at silent staff. But that's it. Those are the only
This does
physic.
she does have B stabs, but to get that free A staffer, you do have to master seal her. So that's something you have to keep in mind with Sarah. Is like, yes, she can be another A staffer, but like she does need a master seal to do that. Whereas someone like Shrew for what's his actual translated name now? Shroff?
Joe Biden.
Okay,
I don't know his name.
So Mr. Biden has A stabs just at base. For some reason, I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, and he's unpromoted too.
Yeah, he's like level 11 or
that?
something unpromoted. Like, why does he have that? I know Kaga wanted A route to be the right one, and B route's the one where the game actively calls you out for it, but still.
He's such a fucking boring unit. I hate him.
I hate him.
He's the most boring good unit in the goddamn world. But yeah, I don't think the Master Seal is like actually a huge deal. It's a minor cost. Like, it is something worth considering, but at that point the game is handing them out like candy, and like I think you can afford to give a Master Seal to get a Warper.
I already spent all mine on Brighton.
Oh yeah, Brighton tier 5.
That's my guy.
Not Hicksenberg, Brighton.
Look, I have Hicks very modestly placed at... Where did I put Hicks again? Bottom of C.
Top of B. Top of D.
Yeah, that sounds... Yeah. Where did this list put him? Well, what did everyone hype up Hicks for? His higher FCM or something?
Oh, God. I got so many fucking comments about how Hicks is better than Brighton because he has, like, one more point of stat, like, one more in a couple of stats, and he has an FCM, which, like, yes, FCM on my Axe unit. When is the first killer Axe? Oh, right, you steal it on 14X. Give me that fucking FCM.
It's also like 2 FCM.
No, but the leaf support goes crazy. It turns it into a
2 FCM leaf support. He'll go nutso.
I think that's sort of the perfect encapsulation of weird and fun Thracia mechanics being overhyped because they're weird and fun. And like, this isn't just a Thracia problem, Alchrist Tamara speech bubble of if a unit is fun, they must be good. But like, in Thracia in particular, there's so much weird and unique stuff that I think gets glazed because, like, holy shit, Ronan has a movement growth of 3%. Holy shit, Hicks has 2 FCM.
Dhalsim can use lances indoors.
Oh, the indoor lances propaganda. Dhalsim and Xavier, indoor lances. Forget the fact there's no good lances in the game.
Me looking for the lance, I would give Dhalsim indoors.
My favorite thing about that discussion is, like, because I said there's no good lances, and every time I do, people inevitably say, what about the Dragon Pike? What about the Brave Lance? And I'm like, oh, you got me. Let me give Dhalsim the Dragon Pike.
Yeah, here you go, Dhalsim.
Master Lance is like also, okay, we're raising them up to A rank lances so that we can use a worse version.
55 hit lance.
Yeah, 55 hit lance. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I guess it's not. I was gonna say worst version of Master X, but I think it's actually better, right? Master X is 45.
They might both be 55.
They might be 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 shakes.
Masterland.
But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. And the Hicks 2 stars. I am delighted to see that like this was just vocal people as opposed to like the majority rule. Brighton placed a tier higher than Hicks, but it was funny to see like not just one person, but a lot of people gas up Hicks. And I feel like Hicks is sort of. I did just make a video about how Gotos have high stats because they join late, because like the later you are in the game, the higher your stats are. And Hicks is kind of like a microcosm of this, where he's got like one more point in a couple of stats compared to Brighton, but Brighton has been around for 5 chapters. Brighton's going to have higher stats than Hicks when Hicks joins. Even if you're actively, like, if you're, and the argument in response is like, but that requires training him. No, the fuck it doesn't. You're going through Manster Arc and not using
everyone's getting used
3 competent combat units. Like, Machua gets levels and she doesn't have Wrath. Everyone's getting
used. It is all hands on deck.
I sometimes do fucking Slim Sword Karen combat. Like, we're in those straits. And just, you know, obviously existing in the Manster Arc and having the Wrath skill, like, oh god, let's use the 2 FCM to set up crits. Meanwhile, the humble Brighton.
Look what he needs to mimic a fraction of my power.
Yeah. Hicksenberg, I do love the Hicks memes. Ever since our playthrough together, which if you haven't seen it, check out Jacob's channel. We did a
thank you.
Very, very fun. I say we, like you. I was just along for the ride. You did a very, very fun, both fun and also quotation marks fun playthrough where we couldn't deploy. It was minimum deployment Thracia. We couldn't ever deploy more than the minimum. Jacob, do you want to remind the audience what the minimum number of characters to deploy on the final map is?
Let's see, how many magic seals are there again? 6?
You gotta have one person for each chamber. It was absurd.
Oh, I did so much rigging in that final. I deployed like Leaf, Gauss's 4 staffers, and then like I rigged so many things in that final chapter.
4 staffers, so that means staffing is actually the only thing that matters in Thracia, and that's why Tina is S tier.
Yeah, Tina.
Oh god.
Something I think people forget about Tina is, like, yes, Thief Staff is really cool. I love Thief Staff. I think people forget she has 3 magic at base. Yes. And you need higher magic than your target to Thief Staff them, which means you either need to Holy Water, Ensorcel, or like train her off of Staff EXP to get her up to really high it's not free. You don't just deploy like base level Tina in 24x and now you have 30 warp staves. Like, you do have to put in some elbow grease to catch Tina up. Also, don't forget about the 1 skill base.
In fairness, there are some physical enemies with things you want to steal. Like the Thief Staff lets you get the Sleep Sword. It can let you get like the second Voog if you go B route, and then that saves you Hammer use, right? Like if you're Hammerning Voog, well, go B route, just Thief Staff it instead. Those are the big ones. We mentioned the Killer Axe. I don't think that's a valid target, but like if you're doing 2 FCM Hicks gaming, like sure.
Calvin's gonna go crazy with 4 FCM Killer Axe. Trust me.
The thing is that a lot of the high value targets are like staffs, right? You use it to steal the rare stabs. She needs to have magic for that. So as you say, Ensorcel will get you there sometimes, but usually she needs training, like training plus Ensorcel, or like the magic ring, which like the magic rings you can give them to her. But Asbel also doesn't have a great magic growth, right? It's like he wants them.
Yeah, Asbel would also appreciate some magic if you're not going to scroll him up. Yeah, Nana, or even again like a physical
like,
sortie.
I find that even scrolling him up, he gets like what 40% magic growth or something. Like it's sub 50.
All right, it's his speed that's overkill. His speed goes to like 105% with the scroll.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not free. I also think it's worth remembering it's 5 durability, and you can Hammer'n it. Like we had the Hammer'n conversation. I feel like people assume that, or rather, I feel like some people assume that every item is getting Hammer'd. But like you only have 5 uses of Hammer'n as well. Uh, so like,
Yeah. Oh, it's 4
oh,
uses.
4 uses. Thief only has 4.
Thief is 4
Oh, that's
uses.
so much worse than I thought. Um,
So but I do think you can Hammer Thief at least. I think you want to Hammer Thief at least once. But I think you better make a pretty good case for what you're stealing if you're spending more than a single Hammer use on Thief.
I heard people throw out some crazy thief staff suggestions. The funniest one is steal from the ballistas in 14X. Nobody can use them, but it disables the ballista. The humble sleep staff.
Just sleep them instead.
But then there was stuff like using it to steal like master weapons or random hammers. Like, really, hammer?
Just hammer guys have no stats and no IS and no avoid. Just capture them at that point.
I heard siege tomes, which like again just capture them. You free capture if they don't have a like a non-siege weapon, which a lot of siege tome users don't. Like you just free capture, and it's like no, but you get hit one time. Okay, yeah, so we have a 4 use. We can get 4 uses of bolt, or what is it, 9 uses? Because it's a 10 use tome, isn't it? We get 9 uses of bolting for free, or 10 for the cost of a thief staff. And again, the magic is then a problem.
Yeah, I think she's great. I think she's one of the most fun units because Thief Staff is just the goofiest tool ever. But
and there's the Tina lottery. Like I think that's also a really fun aspect of it. Because for anyone who hasn't played Thracia, Tina has, is it 0 skill at base?
1 skill base on a 25 growth.
1 skill base at 25% growth. Your staff accuracy is 60 plus 4 times your skill. So she has a 64% chance for all of her staffs to succeed. Which is really fucking bad. Like, especially if it's something...
Yeah.
Like, if it's a healing staff or whatever, right? Like, that's really bad. Oftentimes, it's like, oh, we're just gonna... If you're doing a turn 1 thing and Tina misses, it's like, well, we'll just reset. But, like, that is still a mark against her because, hey, it's not Iron Man viable. And you're also doing stuff outside of turn 1.
I always save skill rings for Tina. Like, I can't think of a single time I've used a skill ring on someone other than Tina in, like, my past 3 playthroughs of FE5, because that 1 skill base is gross. Banking on, even if she gets a couple skill levels, banking on like a 72% chance to land a physic on someone in a dire situation is incredibly sketch and scary.
I do think she's the best user of the skill rings, but I don't think that's a point in her favor. Like, if anything, that's the reason why Olwen can't fix her accuracy.
You know? Yeah, it's kind of a it's not a she's the best user of them, it's more like she needs them the most. That's kind of how I see it.
Radiant Dawn Angelic Robe for Jill situation, where it's like, ooh, her HP sucks unless you give her that.
Yeah, she really wants that.
But the fun half of the Tina lottery, though, is because it's not all negative. She has a 25% chance to take an extra action. Because she has 5 movement stars. So the sort of Tina lottery experience is use a staff. I missed. Dang it. Movement star procs. Woohoo! Use a staff. I missed. Dang it. Dance for Tina. Use a staff. I missed. Dang it. Movement star procs. Woohoo! Use a staff. I missed. Dang it. And usually you don't miss all 4 instances.
Yeah,
you
you'll eventually hit one, but
that's sort of the ideal Tina experience. I mean, the ideal Tina experience is Laura procs a movement star, and then you dance Tina a second time, and she misses 2 more times too. Like, that's peak Tina gaming. I would love to see that happen, but
speaking of Tina using stabs, I remember seeing a lot of people mention Tina using like stabs other than Thief and Unlock.
Yeah, heal. She's like Asbel.
We do need to remember that she has E stabs at base.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, her PRFs do give. Do PRFs give 5 or 10?
I believe they give 6. I know it's more than 5. I know it's more than 5.
I know
it
it's
might
like
be 10.
I know you get like 1 per rank, so like E is 1, D is 2, up to A.
But so personal stabs are considered a higher rank than A rank. So I think it's 6, but let me just check. Thracia.
Yeah, I'm looking on Serana's real quick. Staff accuracy.
I'm pulling up Hamern because that's also a personal. Yeah, weapon experience. Oh, it just gives the regular experience. Fuck. Okay. Either way, like, she can use her personal staffs to EXP grind, but then you run into the other problem of, like, if you're using Thief, like, Unlock's lower value. I do think that, because Unlock lets you open doors and chests from a distance, and I do think that Unlock is something that you want to save it for certain maps, like, there's some hard treasures to get in 18, and also 24 or 21X has
I love unlocking in those.
Some nice chests to get as well. But I think for the most part, like, if you're just saying I'm gonna use Unlock to get Tina experience, it doesn't feel bad. If you say I'm using Thief Staff as soon as I get Tina, just so that I can get some Tina experience, what on earth are you doing with the most valuable limited resource in the game? It has 4 uses. You telling me
here it is.
You're gonna use the Thief Staff just to build staff experience? And, like, she misses sometimes, right? And miss still gives staff experience. So, like, if you're rigging misses, but then it comes into, okay, well, if you're just rigging everything anyway, Leaf is the best unit in the game because he has capped move. So, like...
Yeah. So it looks like on Serana's that A ranks and personals give 5. I thought I remember them giving more, but...
I'm fairly certain that's inaccurate, but I might be misremembering. Like, this might be Mandela effect. Either way...
Could be.
The fact she has personals lets her cheat her staff EXP a little bit, and the fact that she will sometimes miss those personals lets her cheat it a little bit more. I would say she should be considered starting with D rank stabs. And even that feels a little bit generous because she doesn't start with D rank. Like, she gets there over the course of the campaign using, like, she doesn't just spam Thief for the first 4 turns she exists, right?
You have, like, other stuff you need her to do, and, like, there's other stuff.
Well, not that there's other stuff you need her to do. It's there's other stuff you want to save Thief Staff for.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're trying to build her staff rank, it's just heal spam. And, like, oh god, now we're just at Asbel again.
Yeah, the Tina is really good despite having E stabs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's as high as the Pulse Putter, but her 2 cool, funny sticks that she can swing around regardless of her staff rank make her really cool.
I have her at A rank on my list specifically because of Thief and Unlock. Warp does not factor into the equation. I think if you get her to Warp, it's going to be a combination of you did some, like, grinding that you didn't need to do, and you're at the very end of the game where there's so many other Warpers available that the value of each additional Warper goes down significantly.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen...
You can promote her...
Don't get me wrong, I've seen, like... I think an Iron Man LTC had her be a Warper for, like, the Great Bridge where Reinhardt is or something. But that was going out of the way to, like, train her up to an absurd degree. Like, I think I don't think that's I don't think that's like indicative of Tina as a warper.
Yeah.
Like Safi is always going to be your first warper, and then either Salem or Sloof will be your second. The other one will be your third. Sarah will be your third or be your fourth. Do you need more than 4 warpers? Probably not. But like if you do, I don't know. I honestly expect like
And
Nana
hey,
maybe to get there sooner. Maybe
and hey,
not.
if we're Sarah has movement stars. Lara can be a 5th warper, quote unquote, if she's around because she can dance a
Oh,
warper.
true.
So, like, I think you have Tina is doing something completely different from all of your other staffers. She's a really good staffer that's not doing the same thing all of your other staffers are doing. I mean, you can get her up to like I don't know, like physic eventually maybe, and she
Mm-hmm.
can be like a secondary staffer, like a backup staffer or something. So that way your primary staffers can do all of the silencing, warping, rescuing, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And if she gets
But she's
restore, that's kind of cool.
yeah, restores also would be useful, especially with all the statuses later on. So a good secondary staffer with 2 funny PRFs that she's using as stilts.
It's also like not to throw even more water on the fire, but it's also worth remembering with all the like naming absurd targets to use with the thief staff on Tina. This is the game where you can just yoink equipped weapons if you have enough con. Um,
Yeah.
and like as such, the thief staff ignores con and ignores speed. It only cares about magic. So like the sleep sword cannot be yoinked because it's 20 weight. Um, and it's on mounted units, so you can't capture them. Because that's the other thing is if you want an item badly enough, you can capture the person. Usually, it's just harder than using the thief staff. Um, so it's not the unique utility. Like it is unique, but it's not irreplaceable in most situations. It's just the best
Yeah.
option.
It's a free pass to getting something
Mhm.
versus having to, and even then you have to have enough magic to steal it. But if you're primarily focusing on physical targets,
Physical targets, or like you have an ensorcel available. Or like just Tina's been trained
Ensorcel.
because she has a good magic growth if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's like 50%.
Yeah, that's good enough. You scroll it up, like she gets enough magic to hit non-boss mages, and like maybe you get an extra siege tome that you probably could have captured anyway, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I still think she's good, but like S tier, and much like Sarah, she fucking dominated the runoff poll too.
yeah,
Is
she
absurd.
swept into S.
It is. I think it's very much just the fun unit. Like the Tina lottery is fun. Stealing stuff is fun. It's 2026. Can we acknowledge that theft is fun? In Minecraft, I mean, in Fire Emblem, obviously.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Um,
What
I
are
do
some
want to
other like
acknowledge the D tier humor. Tanya and Ronan in the Archer isolation zone.
Archer isolation chamber?
It's not like I don't think they're like over or underrated. I do think that maybe some of the F tiers should be there. I would argue like Marty cuz he's got, the early game take drop utility. He ties with Halvin for
Yeah,
that, right? Um and then like I can see Conomore down there, like he's such a clown. But
I I guess to like kind of explain my Conomore in D, raw combat wise, Conomore's kind of awesome. Like he has like double A ranks, a 20 Miranda support that he receives,
mhm.
10 movement. He's kind of awesome, but you have to play the route where you get 2 fewer warps and 1 less rescue stabs to recruit him. And if I'm picking between 2 warps and a rescue or Conomore, sorry, bro, you're going down into D tier.
He's also like I mean, I know he has A rank swords. You said, right?
Yeah, he has both A ranks. I think he also has like Os.
Because he joins very shortly before we get like what, two more outdoor maps? Because there's the Prelude to the Prison. There's the Defend map, which is indoor and outdoor, and then there's Reinhardt's Bridge and the Sias said map. So there's a few maps where he's like mounted.
There's a couple outdoor maps
Because
left.
I think once you go inside, I think people overstate how much going indoors hurts cavalry. But they do just become 5-move units. Which, like,
the funny thing about mounts that I didn't realize until somewhat recently, very few classes give one movement on promotion, except mounted units usually do, which means that all of like your infantry with like 6 movement or whatever, and then they have like 6, maybe 7 movement on promotion. Horses go from 5 to definitely 6 movement indoors on promotion because they always get that personal movement or that movement on promo. And then Conomor and Amalda have personal points of movement.
Oh. Wait.
So Conomor has Conomor, Amalda, and Darmot have 7 move indoors.
Oh. So they're okay, so I was wrong. Never mind then, yeah.
Early on it hurts them, but because of how movement promotion works, the horses actually end up not too bad indoors later on.
Yeah, okay, maybe I was too harsh on Conomor then.
Again, I think Conomor's baller. I think Conomor's really cool. He has like 18 skill, he's never gonna miss, right? 39 HP, that's like one of the highest base HPs in the game. He's cool.
He comes with the leadership star too, which like so does Amalda.
Yeah, leadership. So he's neat. I just wish I didn't have to play the route that is just worse off overall. Like, you're getting one really cool unit in place of Shroff, Misha, Amalda, extra warps, Ilios. And so all that just weighs against him. So it's tragic.
It is.
Speaking of opportunity costs, how do we feel about Sias?
Right. That's the other really big one. Sed and Sias were both in A tier, and Galzus.
Galzus right next to him.
Like, the Jagan's holding strong, or not Jagan's, Goto's holding strong.
All 3 Gotos, am I right?
I mean, I think it's accurate to refer to them as Gotos, even though I don't think the archetype is real. Like, they pretty undeniably are the superpowered units who join at the end game.
Yeah, they are what the term Goto defines in people's minds.
I'll say this. I think some amount of the disagreement is just going to be how much or little you value availability. But I don't think a unit who's around for like max 3 maps and usually 2 qualifies for any higher than B tier at any point. Like, Endgame is a hard map. Like, it's not exactly parallel to Avel, because Endgame is a harder map than the first 4 maps of Thracia.
You can make it through those first 4 maps of FE5 without Avel. I mean, you can technically make it through the last couple maps, but Sed sure does make it a lot easier in relation to how much easier Avel makes the early maps.
And Galzus, like, he is just a combat unit, but like, hey, you know the map that he exists in is a combat heavy map. Because I think people penalize the combat units. The idea is like, after Manster there's no combat heavy maps, whereas instead it's a lot of maps after Manster and also in Manster are more movement intensive than combat intensive. Like, I would say Chapter 7, Chapter 6, those are like movement maps and they're in Manster. Meanwhile, like 8X, that's a combat map. 9, that's a movement map. 14's a combat map. And like, I would argue Endgame is a combat map. Like, you gotta kill 6 very tough bosses and then also the final boss of the game.
My favorite Galzus thing is the one that you told me to try, in the playthrough we did, where it's, oh, Leaf, you need to use the Bragi sword to cut through the Leptofang. Shut up, Sias. Here's a Brave Sword, Galzus.
What if Luna? What if I
what if I
procced
just
Luna? And Luna and Astra can stack in this game. Like, in most games, if you proc Astra, the individual hits don't actually have, like, skill chances. They can crit, but they can't skill. But here, you proc Astra, that's 5 chances to proc Luna. Or just fucking crit, because crit's also Pierce defense.
Yeah, because he also has, like, 5 FCM and, like, a 20 support for Merida.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it is very likely that he just kills Raedric with no investment. which is so cool. He doesn't even need the cool story sword, and he can just kill the big scary guy on the throne with no investment.
And then I also think he's very good against all 6 of the Dead Lords. Like, if you don't have a Nihil user, having him answer Canis, again, just sometimes he goes, 5 hits and Luna. Get fucked, loser.
Galzus is incredible. It's so sad that he doesn't exist for more of the game, or else he would be higher up, but where did I put him? I have, like, him and Sed at the very bottom of B, just because they're incredible. They just don't exist.
That's where I've got them as well. Chad had them in A tier. I think that's, again, just an availability thing. Sias, I think Sias is just overglazed.
I think so.
Obviously, some amount of it is going to be a disagreement as to whether or not you penalize for missing Sed. Or there's some people who think Sias is just better than Sed and penalize Sed for missing Sias, which blows my mind. But the terms of the tier list were recruitment is not considered to be, like, guaranteed. So you do weigh them against their cost.
Yeah.
But I would argue even not weighing him against the cost, like, in the Goto video, I had, the Gotometer. I ranked him lower than Sed, even without factoring in the opportunity cost, because I think, if we're talking Gotos, the opportunity cost doesn't really matter. But even then, he's just an A-rank staffer who, like, he has good magic and a light tome, but he's not doubling people oftentimes. And if he's not doubling, he's not one-rounding. The light tome's so heavy. Like, Sed, obviously, Forseti is the big thing. Plus 20 speed means you can double literally every foe in the game. And it's just super high might, and he can crit people and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's also worth noting that, like, because he has anima ranks, he can use all of the siege tomes, which is useful. Like, Blizzard puts Canis to sleep. Or just, like, bolting and meteor to, like, attack people from far away. He also has A-rank stabs, so, like, you have A-rank stabs on a combat unit, so if you need to warp someone, like, Sed can warp them if he's not doing anything else that turn.
Or he can rewarp himself into a 1v20.
Yeah, he can rewarp himself. I've always tried to make rewarp work, and I can never make it work. I did one time grind Asbel's staff rank up to get him to rewarp.
My God!
Yeah, I know, it was stupid. I did arena abuse. I used save state arenas with Shiva in chapter 7, and I would just send Shiva into the arena and then heal him with Asbel over and over and over. And I got Asbel to, like, C rank in chapter 7, and then, like, from there you get to A eventually. But then I was like, the payoff is gonna be so good, and I get to the map before the prison map where there's, like, a blizzard guy, a sleep staff guy, and yada yada, and I had Asbel rewarp down there, and I tried it 20 times in a row, and he died every single fucking time.
Yup.
I was like, well, what if I put him on this terrain? Nope. Well, what if I ensorcel him so he can't get status? Nope. It was bad.
Yeah, I find rewarp to be a very fickle tool to actually make use of as the player, but
Sed can, though.
Sed can. Me when I have a book that makes me nigh invincible and I can warp onto a magic tile that gives me 10 more magic just for standing on it.
It's so ridiculous. Meanwhile, Sias's big claim to fame is he has 3 leadership stars, which in comparison to Sed is 2 more. Like, Sed has 1. So if we're weighing them against each other and one's going to be deployed, Sias is only giving +6 hit compared to Sed's plus, like, because Sias gives 9 compared to Sed's 3, so like he gives a total of +6, if that makes sense. And I just don't think like A rank stabs +6 hit. I'm reliability pilled. Like I think people sleep on hit rates, but not to the extent where I think the 6 extra hit, which is global, but like it's 6 hit. It might be different if this were a game where you could get to 100 hit, but I think the difference between 93 and 99 is not huge. I don't know.
It's also giving you extra hit. Doesn't Chapter 24, the Raedric map, have a bunch of dark mages with no avoid and like soldiers with no stats? There's like a couple of heroes and snipers with some good numbers, but
I think
especially the dark mages.
Bigger deal is in the final map specifically.
Yeah, final it could be more useful, but I'd rather just have said click the Forseti button versus a Deadlord than Sias give someone 6 more hit on someone else versus a Deadlord.
And I think if Sias is just giving leadership stars and being an A rank staffer, like, it's just not the role compression that it feels like, because they're kind of just the same role. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's minor utility. Well, warping is not minor utility, but again, that's something that Sed can do as well. And even if you don't get Sed, like, even if we're not comparing Sias to Sed, I think being Warper number 7, like I said, the more Warpers you get, the less impactful they are. Lenoan has promoted by now, because she has the story promotion. Sloof, Safi, what's her name? Sarah, Salem.
Yeah.
Like, we got 5 already.
There's so many.
And you don't really have to worry about fatigue for the final map. Like, just deploy all of them. I don't know. I think that just being another Warper it's still good. Like, if you got Sias, don't get me wrong, still deploy him on the final map. But, again, you're available for 2 maps. You gotta contribute a lot to be worth more than, like, a C tier. Like, I put Athos in C or B, usually, depending on how I'm feeling.
That's where I usually end up putting him. It's... this unit's not real, is the worst part. Just, you're not in the game. Like, it's... And then for me, it's the opportunity cost that I hold against him a lot. I weigh opportunity cost a lot in my rankings. Like, if I have 2 choices, you better give me a dang good reason why I should pick you over the other.
Mm-hmm.
So the opportunity cost is kind of what sinks it for me, but even in a vacuum, he's another Safi that has leadership stars.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else stand out to you as particularly off in everything that I sent? I know I have Miranda higher than both you in chat. That's mostly just me valuing the fact that she does eventually have a payoff in, like, Mounted Mage.
Yeah.
Whereas I would say, like, Robert and the Lance fuckers don't.
I think for me, it once again comes down to opportunity cost. She becomes a Mounted Mage, but I'm giving up 2 warps and a warper to recruit her, so I don't think the 9-move outdoor mage is worth all of that. So that's kind of why I have her down there.
I also think, like, she's, one of the worst units in the cast. I'm not trying to glaze her as, like, oh my god, she's so good.
Secretly the best unit in the game.
I think part of it also comes down to the names I gave the tiers before I started. Like, I named D tier demanded disproportionate investment to their payoff. That describes Miranda in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
There's a payoff, tried to have but she needs more investment for it.
I tried to kind of have mine mimic what the polls did, and I think subconsciously mine kind of follow the same rules as yours, where it's like the top guys are the very best, the next guys are like really, really, really good, the next guys are like pretty strong in some areas, and then the next guys are like really good at one specific thing or for a very short time. And then D is like, I guess I can make this work. And then F is like, but why?
Yeah, both you and Chad have Nana higher than I do. I again
Nana
think that's
favoritism?
probably just like I could see an A tier Nana, to be honest. I just think her growths are really bad.
They are. I could be
plus
convinced.
Staff plus Earth Sword is like a very big package, though, right? Like it's good.
I could see B tier Nana because a lot of people just assume Wrath manual on her, and while she is one of the best candidates for the Wrath manual, even without it, like high movement Kanto staffer outdoors, even though she doesn't have very good staff rank, just being able to run around and give someone, I don't know, what does she have, like how much
E
magic does she
rank,
have at
I believe
base?
it's either E or D at base. I think it's E at base,
E.
but like it's close to D, like it's E and a half or something.
It's E with 30 with none on promotion.
Yes, that is the big sort of nail in the coffin, is like promoting her doesn't actually give her staff rank. But it also means that delaying her promotion doesn't really hurt you. Because, like,
yeah, because she just gets sword rank out of it.
Which she doesn't need. Like, she's using Earth Sword anyway.
I did a recent playthrough of FE5, and I realized I had unpromoted Nana in the map where Dermot joins. I realized that I just had a level 20 Nana running around, being a charm, mend, and support bot. And I was like, oh, like that's all I need on this unit. I didn't even give her Wrath in this playthrough. I gave Wrath to someone else, and I was just like, yeah, I adore my high movement Kanto rescuing charm support men staff bot.
Yeah, I mean, like, giving everyone extra hit and then giving Finn probably the best capture in the game extra hit is nice. And then, as you say, Kanto staffing, I think the fact she joins early means you're at the point where, you know, Kantoing with a heal staff is still nice, because you're probably not flush in physics staffs while Nana is running around with E rank, and eventually she will hit the point where she can use physic, and I don't think she's a warper unless you're really investing in her. Although I think if you're trying to make someone like Asbel or Tina or Nana a warper, like she's probably first on the list of those three.
Yeah.
But I would consider her instead to be like, okay, she's the person who uses, you know, Torch or Restore or something in the mid game and late game.
Yeah, 9-move Restore in a game where Restore is only one range. That's pretty useful. She can just run around the map and do the cool staffy stuff.
You also mentioned
staffy, like
she's
girl,
not guaranteed to get Wrath, and I agree, but I think if you're not giving it to her, you're giving it to like Ilios and probably no one else. Because
there's not a lot of people.
Big Wrath users like already have Wrath. I don't know, Dagdar. Does he need
it? I don't know about Wrath Dagdar. I could maybe see him working with it to help him keep up.
Like Fergus ? I think Fergus is good enough without it.
I think like Wrath Finn can kind of work.
I can see that.
Because you want Wrath to be on like a bulky unit that you're frontlining with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dalsin Wrath.
Oh yeah, Dalsin was in D tier. D for Dalsin. Or no, he was. What was he? Low C? Yeah, low C.
He made it into C. Yeah.
Yeah, or not low. He's C in general. I see. We both have him in C as well. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he holds the Brave Axe for 5 maps and goes swoop on guys.
The Brave Axe really does transform him, doesn't it? Like,
the Brave Axe makes Dalsin a completely different unit. I watched someone play FE5 for the first time recently, and they didn't know about bringing Brave Axe Dalsin.
Yep.
I forgot that Brave Axe Dalsin is a completely different unit from no Brave Axe Dalsin.
For sure.
No Brave Axe Dalsin is washed. He swings the battle axe once and hopes that he hits.
And the thing is, like, I feel like before you bring, like, if you've never brought the Brave Axe to Mancer, try it one time. I promise you'll be a convert. Because I every time, before I did it, everyone would tell me, like, no, trust me, it's a great strat. And I'd be like, it feels like a waste of a really good item on a shitty unit I'm not using long term. And then I brought him and I was like, oh, these chapters are so much easier when you have someone who can just do this.
I want to say that Brave Axe is like one of the most accurate axes as well.
Yes.
And like really high might as well. So it's not very uncommon for Dhalsim with leaf support to have like very accurate Oko chances on mages. So he has like 2 swipes at an 80 something to Oko a mage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a. I don't think he. Of course, like once you're done with Mancer, you drop him. Like once you're done with like Mancer or whatever, you just kind of take the Brave Axe off of him and give it to someone else. But
indoor lances.
No, my indoor lances.
Yeah, well, that's why you take the Brave Axe away, so you can build his lance rank.
Can start focusing on the lance rank.
And then he can be the Brave Lancer.
Where my Brave Lance?
Yeah.
That's what the Master Lance is for.
I
see Xavier in C. I hate Xavier, so that's why I have him down in D.
Do you hate him because of the opportunity cost, or you hate him because you do all of it and you say, really, this is what I get?
Both.
He has Wrath. Like, he has Wrath and he's physically bulky. It's just a shame most of the enemies are mages.
Yeah, it's... If you got this guy, like, 7 chapters earlier or something... I think I might have more stuff to do with him, but I don't know. By the time I get him, I'm like... There's so many, like, big movement-heavy maps coming up that I feel like I have to drag him around, and then he just melts to any magical enemy or any siege weapon.
The Tyronio problem.
How much max HP does he have?
A lot.
Because I remember FE5 staffing priority goes off of max HP.
But doesn't he have a cost? Like,
he also doesn't. He does have a cost.
He gets shredded by mages so hard.
Oh right, he gets just demolished by siege weapons, just like Dagdar. Yeah, it's also the act of recruiting him, like the actual. I know how to do the whole like sleep edge recruit the guy strats. The problem is I don't want to spend 30+ minutes doing that. So
yeah, and that's with save states, which like I don't think should factor it in for a tier list.
So he's like kind of neat. He's one of like the 2 people in the whole game that'll ever use the Brave Bow, but
Selfina's personal weapon.
I tried to use Selfina in a recent playthrough, and her stats are so bad.
So bad. It's so
I
bad.
scrolled her, and her stats are so bad. I can't see too many other like drastically high or drastically low. Maybe like Harn in A, but I can maybe see that.
Yeah, I've got both Thieves in B, but like again, that's just sort of they're weird to rate because it's sort of how much do you value it, right? I think chat just likes taking stuff. That's why Tina's an S tier.
I think I see like Lenoan up in A. I think Lenoan is great. I love Lenoan. She's best girl, but that late promotion hurts her so bad, I think.
And Nosferatu being like kind of her personal tome is nice until you remember that Sarah gets there pretty trivially.
Yeah. She once again falls into that role like the other staffers as like a secondary staffer because she has C stabs at base, I believe.
Which is nice. And she joins, depending on, if you do 14x, she joins on a fog map with the torch staff, so you can just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you can torch her up a little bit.
If you join in 15, she misses that experience, and that's like rough, but she also like doesn't need to gain experience super fast because her promotion comes late.
Yeah, it does mean that she's probably not hitting A staffs until she promotes.
Yeah,
because otherwise that's like 100 staff uses. But she's a good like secondary staffer. I just don't think she belongs up with the greats or the best staffers.
Yes.
She's not hitting A. Promotion does so much for staff rank. A whole free staff rank on promotion is huge. I mean, that's what makes Salem amazing. That's what helps Safi get to A so fast. That's what helps Sarah. So not getting that free staff rank on promo is it hurts.
It's unfortunate. But yeah, that's basically all I've got.
Yeah, everyone else is just like a tier up, tier down, but nothing major. I could like understand someone putting like a certain unit a tier above, a tier below, or whatever.
Oh, I guess Ilios actually looks kind of absurdly low. He's in B tier.
Oh, where did Ilios end up? Oh,
Ilios
Ilios
is
is
in B
B.
tier.
Yeah.
I think part of that is you ran a series of polls on your channel that I think were very funny and telling, where it was like, do you penalize Ilios for Olwen? Do you penalize Olwen for Ilios? And it was like 90% penalize Ilios for Olwen, and like
but no one penalized
penalize Olwen for Ilios. I think they both get penalized. It's just, the
it's an
better
opportunity
one,
cost.
Ilios, comes out on top.
Like Ilios has the better overall everything except for like maybe raw magic, and then Olwen has the PRF Brave weapon. Like there's you get to pick which one you want. I think you should pick the one with just the overall better everything, but
well, I wouldn't say overall better everything. I would say Ilios is the bulky mage. And Olwen having better raw magic and Dire Thunder, she can sort of like try to do a glass cannon thing. She's better at boltinging because she'll get like if you're using Olwen, by the time you create Ilios, she has bolting rank as well. So him having it at base is not like an advantage over her. It's the Brighton Hicks situation where okay, but I guess technically it's not quite Brighton Hicks because Brighton is getting used no matter what, whereas Olwen is getting used if you want to use her. But I think it's close enough
you have to invest
that,
in her.
20 Thunder uses, she's going to have bolting if you're using her. And if you're not using her, it's not really a conversation. Like, you're not using her.
Yeah.
You're using him. Bolting can, if she hits, eliminate stuff. I think the bigger thing is that, I value a tanky frontliner who can just delete foes with 1-2 range. So I like giving him Wrath as well, because if he has Wrath, his slightly lower base magic, it's 3 points lower? She's 11, he's 8, I think.
It's something like that.
His slightly lower base magic means that, he still often kills people just because low res moment, but if you give him Wrath, he will just consistently kill everything always. And he has Soul, which supplements his really good mixed bulk.
She has
HP, high magic, high defense.
She has one base over him at 6 levels lower with the same growth.
Really? One base over him?
She has 10 magic, he has 9.
I thought she had 11, he had 8. Damn, okay. Never mind. I think,
Yeah, there's the comparison.
God.
And they have the same growth rates, because they just pull from the same growth rates data.
Yeah, they pull from the same growth rates, which is probably why they're mutually exclusive. I wonder if that's a programming error, actually, now that I think about it.
It could be. It could also just be, Kaga being funny and making you pick one or the other.
Mm-hmm. There's some weird, shared growth rate data stuff. Did you know Goto and Ellis have the same growth rate data?
Oh, I feel like I remember hearing about this. It's not just the same growth rates. They literally pull from, the same...
Yeah, if you adjusted in Nightmare, you can't adjust them individually. They have just the same... It's the same bits on the cartridge or whatever.
Yeah, Goto just pulls from whatever Ellis's growth rates are, which is very funny.
But yeah, Ilios, I think he's better. I think he's better by a lot in, a lot of areas. It also, his strength means that he can do, mixed attacking, which is not always valuable, but if you don't give him Wrath, that's a way that he can kill mages. And, he has A-rank swords, so, he can use magical swords if you want to boost his, speed or skill with thunder and wind. He probably doesn't want the fire sword, because, I don't know. He kills stuff with just tomes, but...
I always forget that he has 40 base HP.
Yeah, it's kind of absurd.
I think that's, the second or third highest base HP in the game? After, Dagdar and Galzus?
And like 10 defense is also really good for Thracia. Or not really good, but it's decently good for Thracia.
Bulky enough.
It's bulky enough, like combined with the fact that it's rare to find someone who has both good magic and good defense and good HP. And then like he's got a bulk boosting skill in Soul. Like what? So
skill percent chance to heal up a little bit.
But people like the cute girl bias, fun PRF, fun until it misses and you fucking die.
I also think having time with a unit and then forcing you to kill them for another is also what makes it so different. I swear if these units both joined at the same time and you had to like talk to Olwen with Fred or talk to Ilios with Karen in the same map to recruit one or the other, I don't think it would be as big a deal, but I really think it's the fact that you have Olwen for a couple maps, people get attached to her. And so the idea of killing a recruited unit just doesn't sit with people as like a thing.
I think even if you're not attached to her, a lot of people just don't like killing off a unit or letting a unit die or failing to recruit a unit. There's sort of the perfect run mentality where it's like I need to recruit everyone, even the ones that'll be bench warming. And like I do not agree with it. I can see where it's coming from. I think it is a little bit silly, especially if you've got like I've been in Discord calls watching people like doing a playthrough and getting mad that they have to keep resetting to save like green jade or something. Like, I've reset this map like 5 times. I'm about to rage quit. And are you planning on using jade? No, I'm just gonna bench her for the rest of the run, but I don't want to let her die. And that sort of thing. And it's like, I think if you are not using the unit and it's causing you more frustration to like keep them alive, or like costing you a good unit you would use to keep them alive, let them die. You're not gonna meet all the Fire Emblem characters that you killed off on your way to heaven, and they won't like judge you and send you to hell because you turned Shura into a pair of boots or whatever.
Peter stops you at this pearly gates to remind you of the pair of shoes you're wearing, and that Shura could have been alive.
Interesting. It seems in 2024 you didn't reset when you accidentally crit killed Mathis before recruiting him. To super hell with you.
The Cog of Destiny with you.
The Cog of Destiny! Banished to Hector hard mode Cog of Destiny. With no pre-promotes.
No!
I think you screamed so loud it cut out the mic. But I think that's probably a good place to cut it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, we're saying the same thing now. Jinx.
Yeah. Woo.
Jinx, you owe me a description of your content and where people can find it so they can like and subscribe to you.
All I need is your YouTube login.
What?
So I can log in and add the description.
Oh, no, I meant plug yourself.
Oh. Hi, I'm Jacob. Yeah, I do streaming stuff on my own channel. I wasn't ready to... I didn't have a pitch ready.
Jacob is currently playing through the entire Zelda franchise, starting from Zelda 1 in chronological order. And so that's pretty awesome. I don't know about the rest of the people listening. I've played Zelda 1, not Master Quest, because I value my sanity, but it's certainly a game I never want to play again, but it's always a joy to watch other people engage with it, especially someone like Jacob who's so enthusiastic about the Zelda series, and I think has more tolerance for older games than I do. Which is
Gaiden fan spotted me.
Gaiden fan. I mean, I'm the FE1 fan, so who fucking knows on that regard. But yeah, and Jacob also recently opened a Patreon, which will be linked down below, so consider checking that out if you have got a couple of bucks to throw around. You got that Christmas cash from Grandma, like she left $20 in that card. That's something you can do with it. It's just saying.
Well, I appreciate it.
But yeah, do you have anything else you want to say before we cut to credits?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me here to goof around with this tier list.
Thank you so much for coming. And I hope that everyone enjoyed our sort of thoughts and rambles. Important to bear in mind, just because you disagree with us doesn't mean you're wrong or whatever. These are all opinions anyway, and I thought it would just be fun to get together and talk about it. So yeah. Comment below what you think the next game we should community tier list is. I always love doing this.
True. They're very fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Of course, Jacob isn't the only one with a Patreon, so let me say thanks to my patrons. Thank you, Glup Shido, Electric Giga, Erica Ford, Perg Knight, YLO1, George Grenville the 7th PN, Jamie Collins, Arvis, Crispy Matthews, Floahay, Amy Hazel, Hungry Heart, Shinthia, Faulty Videos, Kyle Madison, Derek Williams, Anna Cabana, The Daily Foogle, Faye Magic Bite, Thoughtful Insanity, Robin Goodfeller, JT Spritter, Ziggy WSB, Dysite, Chris, Root Beer Pants, Queen Elizam, Control Tagius, Roman Kormanzik, Nick Knack Hammersmack, Carrier Has Left, Angel Napcaceres, Zanwiff, Edward C, Cyrockin 2, Cabbage, SUP, Caius Cole, Bree Punchfighter Champion, Eggman Maxine the Vampire Queen, Dragonback Lancer, Sardonic Muse, Zero Gamer, Femtal Illness, Wannabe Cinnabon, Punk Tattoo Guy, Key the Iron Idol, Calamity Callie, Jackson McMahon, Saren Gurlixy, Rezi, Andu, Rhea, Gameboo, Carosa, Fyrant, Your Doctor, Frozen Helm, Patwit, Pillow Willow, Girl Boss, Lizard Bong Water, Christopher Bueno, Marin McLean, Jaden, Dylan Solis, Forever Lucas, Some Trades, Guiji, 555, Smaz Ruby, Cycrom, Robin D, Alenby, Hound Dogs, They Thom, Klon, Your Best Friend 9000, Adele, Alexander Roper, Sensitive Luigi, Siggy, and Lil Man. If you heard any weird noises, I'm sorry about that. My cat was jumping all around and causing a general ruckus while I was trying to read that. Although, is worth noting, cat pictures, one of the benefits of subscribing to the Patreon, as well as things like early access to videos, outtakes, the ability to vote on stuff that influences the channel, and even some benefits that are a bit too spicy to talk about on YouTube. But please only donate if you can comfortably afford to do so. I don't want anyone going broke over Fire Emblem. Liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff is completely valid and free ways to support the channel. But regardless of what you choose to do, I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe, gamers.